Today we're gonna do a review of the Waterfield Shinjuku messenger bag. And I'm not gonna lie, you are a beauty. But will the function of this bag match the form? I've reviewed over 500 of the world's best bags, suitcases, slings, you name it. So we're gonna take my experience, we're gonna pack this bag out, we're gonna talk about the pros and the cons, and if you're not quite sold, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of this video where I'll make a couple alternative suggestions that might better suit your needs, because here at Nomad Nation, we just wanna make sure you find the best bag that suits your needs. Will this be it? Let's find out and talk about the gist of the Waterfield Shinjuku messenger bag. If you don't know, Waterfield is a San Francisco-based carry company, and they're cool because all their bags are designed and made in San Fran, and that made in USA gives them a really cool aesthetic and sort of branding, but also it means their prices are going to be on the higher side. So be sure to keep that in mind. And one thing Waterfield is known for is this whole leather canvas combo, which I personally am a huge sucker for. And it's funny, I don't even wear like leather canvas bags, but I just love the way they look. I just think there's something so timeless about them. I love the patina that both these materials will give you, so you can carry the mark of your journey. But one negative flip side of these materials is they are heavy. Talk about that in a second. Let's talk about some of the bag's top features. We've got a quick access front pocket here, Waterfield's custom gold interior lining, a wide mouth flap that closes via magnets. In the main area, we have a front compartment and the actual main compartment with a laptop sleeve, top handle, and a very simple shoulder strap system that I've got a few thoughts on that we'll talk about 3 sections from now. Now, it should be noted, this bag comes in 3 different sizes: compact, full, and 16-inch MacBook Pro, and also in 4 different colors / fabric options, of which this is the waxed canvas brown. And Waterfield markets this as 6.8 liters, which I think is about right. We'll call it 7. 7's a great size for a messenger in my opinion, because it's not too big, because a big old messenger is just really uncomfortable and bulky and heavy to carry around. But it should give you enough space to carry your gear, depends on how much you're carrying. We'll talk about that a bit more in depth when we pack the bag fully out. Now for the full version, it's 7 liters, which I think is a great size for an EDC messenger, but it might be a little bit tight depending on what you're packing. For the dimensions, we got a height of around 12 inches, a width of around 15.5 inches, and a fully packed out depth of around 5 inches. Now remember, I said that leather and canvas are heavy fabrics. They really are. It's their one negative in my opinion. So this 7-liter sling, it's coming in weighing 2.1 pounds, which definitely, given how small it is, ain't light. This is the Shinjuku messenger when it's empty, and this is the messenger when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomad Nation team. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Waterfield bags are protected by a lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects. And for all that, this messenger runs around $230 US. Now, if at any point in this review you're finding yourself thinking, oh my God, it's beautiful. I totally agree, that leather, that canvas, what a combination. I'm totally getting one. And you're gonna make a purchase. We highly suggest doing so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomad Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the outside of the Shinjuku messenger bag. We touched up on, in my opinion, the most important thing when it comes to any Waterfield bag, which are the fabrics. And it should be noted, if you're not really into canvas and leather, Waterfield typically uses ballistic nylon and X-Pack sometimes, but looking at this bad boy, it seems like it's canvas, 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 but you have the X-Pack canvas version, which is a little bit lighter and a little bit more weather resistant, so you do have some options to play with. First pocket is protected by a YKK PU coated zipper. YKK, yes, make the best zippers in the game. And PU coatings are great for additional weather resistance, but keep in mind that PU coatings can peel over time and potentially look like this over the years. So it's something very important to keep in mind. Now in this pocket, we have Waterfield's custom lining. I love this lining, this gold color. It's like a burnt gold. It creates a highlight effect, which makes it easier to find what you put where in your bag. And inside the pocket, there's no additional organization. For me, this is a great spot for things you want quicker access to. I'm gonna put my over-the-head Sony headphones and some gum. You don't have a lot of depth that you're dealing with, but the bulky headphones, as you can see, fit quite nicely. Because yeah, for me, this pocket's all about that quick access. One thing to note when examining this bag is just its simplicity. You know, they could have been putting side pockets, water bottle holders, more zippers on the back, but it's a really basic bag, which I really appreciate in a messenger. It helps to give it some extra malleability. It's not gonna be rigid with all these features. And I don't know, there's just something so simple and beautiful about a canvas bag. And that simplicity is extended to this handle. It's just a slab of leather, actually 2. Yeah, you got one in the front, one in the back. Nice reinforced stitching. But one thing to note about this handle is it's not gonna make the best briefcase handle. Notice it's off center a little bit. A good briefcase handle will be right here. So then you have that like even distribution of weight. But as you can see when I'm carrying this in brief mode outside, it sort of tilts a little bit. It totally gets the job done. You can totally carry it like this, but I'll say because of this design choice, it's less of a briefcase and certainly more of a messenger. And on that point, let's talk about messenger mode. Because one more thing about the simplicity of this bag that I quite enjoyed and found myself appreciating was the simplicity with this shoulder strap. A lot of messenger bags will have like really beefy shoulder straps, and normally I'm kind of a proponent of that because when these things are really decked out and you have a bunch of laptop and tech gear in there, then a well-padded shoulder strap can give you a bit more comfort. But with this double nylon and simplicity and size, remember we're only at 7 liters. It's not like the 20-liter nomadic messenger bag, right? Where you're gonna fit double the amount of stuff in here. While testing the bag out, I found the shoulder strap to be very comfortable. Love this nylon, very high quality, beautiful color, a little bit of a sheen to it. We've also got some metal hardware so you can adjust it to your body's fit. But again, simplicity, no buckles, no magnets. It's just nylon, and it felt like a very smooth and comfortable wearing experience because of that. Now, this nylon isn't the sleekest, and one last thing to note about this nylon is there is a little bit of grip to it. It's not like the most silky smooth, which is actually quite nice because when you're wearing it in shoulder mode, you don't want it slipping off every 3 seconds. It's going to slip off. There's no doubt about that. But because the nylon webbing has a little bit of extra grip, it's going to slip off slightly less than it would have normally. Having worn this bag outside in side mode, front mode, back mode, messenger mode, basically every mode, I would say that really like crossbody sling mode / messenger mode would be my favorite. But because of the simplicity of the design, I think it can be worn in many different ways. What about you? How would you carry a sling messenger like this? For me, I'm gonna be going crossbody like that, messenger right here. But let me know your thoughts. You popping out in the back, you going like single shoulder. Let me know how you would carry a bag like this in the comments below. I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty smitten with this bag so far, but I'm gonna start pointing out a few more cons. So let's go ahead and move into the next section where we can talk about the inside of the Waterfield Shinjuku messenger. Starting with a little bit of lack of water resistance that might irk some of you out there. Notice this main compartment where we have these holes on either side. Now, this bag is gorgeous, right? And I do think there is a bit of form over function when it comes to this design. As to have this beautiful satchel opening and everything that entails, but we are getting, unfortunately, a little bit of corner potential water compromise real estate right there. Not a deal breaker for me. If I'm traveling with a messenger like this, I'm gonna have an umbrella. But I responded to like every comment ever made on this channel. I know that there's some of you out there who really care about water resistance, and that will be a deal breaker. To open the flap, pretty easy, but you do have the magnets on either side to give it a little extra security when closing, but still pretty easy to open. And then you can see we're in with the 2 compartments. Now, one thing to keep in mind is there's no structure on this bad boy, right? It's not like, again, as an example, maybe the antithesis of a messenger to this would be the nomadic messenger, which is like a brick. And it's great because it can self-stand. Your laptop's gonna be significantly safer and it has a bit more of a sleek, modern look. But on the flip side, it's gonna be heavier and it's gonna feel like a brick just everywhere you bring it. Versus this bad boy is gonna be sort of malleable and flow with you a little bit more. All right, let's go ahead and test out packing some stuff, starting with a 13-inch MacBook Pro. You can see too, we have a really nice microfiber material on this side of the laptop compartment. So you can see the 13-inch MacBook Pro fits very nicely in there. But because of that lack of structure, like I said, the nomadic messenger, the antithesis to this, keeps that laptop very protected. This bad boy is just a little bit looser. You might want to throw your 13-inch MacBook Pro, if that's what you're rocking, maybe in another sleeve before you put it in here. Just kind of double wrap and give yourself a bit of extra protection. There's not really much of a false bottom going on here. So if ultimate tech protection is your goal, you might want to look into other messengers or double wrap it. We're not going to fit a larger laptop in here, but remember there is a 16-inch MacBook Pro version of this bag if you got a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Let's go ahead and pack out the rest of the sections. All right, you can see right here I got a bunch of EDC stuff. In this front pocket we have 2 smaller lined pockets. Great for a wallet, tissues, just things that you want quick-ish access to, but not the quickest access, right? Because you still got to lift up that big old flap to get into this compartment. We also have a key leash right here, and I don't have any keys, so we're gonna have to use our imaginations and pop the keys on there with our minds. What's nice about this pocket is it's got some decent volume to it, right? So we can actually load it out with a big old JSD Bombas tech pouch, and that's gonna fit. But will it close? So keep in mind, with a magnetic closure like this on any bag, the magnets have to perfectly align, right? So if this bag is super packed out like this, the magnets aren't gonna touch. Magnets are here and here. So the more packed out this is, the less likely the magnets are to connect. You can see now that they've connected down here, so like it seems like it's pretty well done, and that's also gonna be attributed to that malleability. It's not a super tight fit. In the main compartment, we have this guy right here, which could be a water bottle holder, and I have a 24-ounce water bottle from Colombia. We're gonna slide it in, and oh yeah, that is perfect. We're not gonna get a larger water bottle in there, but definitely gets the job done with that. At the top, we have a little zippered pocket right here. But keep in mind, if I put something bulkier, such as this tech pouch, in the front pocket, it's really eating up space in the main compartment. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the tech pouch here, along with another waxed canvas product that I love. This is the Lockbee Field Journal. For all you journalers out there, just get it. Don't even look at the price, just get it. And we can throw a book in the front here, umbrella at the top, battery, close it on up. And now we've really pushed it to its limits, right? So we've gone from a nice slim canvas messenger to, oh my God, that's a bulky freaking bag right there. But it's nice as to where that 7 liters does give you a little bit extra room to play with, but as we packed it out, look what's happening. As to where this flap now isn't really gonna close, right? If we take out the book, we're gonna be in a bit better of a situation where the magnets will touch. But I do think, touching on my original point, there's a bit more form over function happening with this sling. At least in the context of wanting to pack a lot of stuff. If you're just going laptop, umbrella, a couple small things that you would normally put in your pockets and put in here, you just want that nice kind of business hipster look. You know what I'm talking about. It's like you're a director in the marketing company, but you still listen to Bright Eyes. You get what I'm saying? Then that's your type of bag. But if you're really looking to pack it out, the 7 liters is not as 7-litery as maybe some other bags might be, if that makes sense. And if you find yourself thinking to yourself, holy moly, this dude is really nerding out on this bag. And I love it. I didn't know there was so much to talk about with bags. Bags are awesome. How can I learn more? Well, if that's the case, I want to let you know that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do bag reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter, where I'm like your reporter in the field, on the front lines, telling you what's happening in this amazing world of travel and everyday carry gear. Because really, like, what's happening in this niche right now is freaking crazy. And I want to hand deliver all the biggest drops, limited edition collabs, industry gossip, and everything in between directly to your inbox. So if you want exclusive access to the Nomads Nation newsletter a couple times a month, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Shinjuku messenger from Waterfield. Pro number 1, just a gorgeous aesthetic. Pro number 2, highest quality materials. And pro number 3 is going to be a beautifully minimalist and simple user experience. But on the flip side, the bag certainly has some cons, which we'll recap. Con number 1, a little bit of lack of water resistance when it comes to those 2 corners for the main compartment. Con number 2, not the greatest tech protection I've ever seen on a messenger. And con number 3 is, for what you get in the bag, is a bit on the heavy side. But a reminder, if you avoid the pros and the cons and you're thinking about making a purchase, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description below. That link will just make sure that you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. First up, if you're new to the channel, I highly suggest taking a look at our newest leaderboard video. We update this video a few times a year from the whole Nomads Nation team, talking about our favorite bags in different categories, so you can get an idea of like our top picks. And you can watch that in the corner above. But in case you're not quite sold, let me talk to you about some of those alternative recommendations that I teased earlier in the video. Alternative number 1 is going to be the Nutsac Satchel. Great option for you if you're totally digging that whole leather wax canvas aesthetic. You don't mind about the malleability of this. You're just kind of concerned with the price point, which I get. Made in USA, top quality fabrics, not cheap. Nutsac, similar vibe, significantly more affordable price point. And alternative recommendation number 2 is going to be the Wotancraft Sling. Great option for you if you are looking for like a messenger that can also double up as a sling and has a bit more customization in terms of how you can wear it. As the strap is in fact attachable, you can kind of connect it to different points to better suit your body. I'm not gonna lie, I love all 3 bags. Each have their own pros and cons. But if you want to learn more about the 2 alternatives, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.